Welcome to Trump Junkies podcast. I'm at Lazy Meatball. Let's talk about the war on conservatives. We've been reporting about this exact issue for months now. We've all seen it. James Woods was the most recent casualty that we can all recall. His simple quote from Ralph Waldo Emerson, "If you try to kill the king, you better not miss, #hang them all." He was specifically banned for violating rules against abusive behavior. Target harassment of someone or incite other people to do so, yada, yada, yada. In liberal speak, that just means we don't like you. We've seen a lot more horrible instances of abuse. If you do a simple search on Twitter, for instance, assassinate Trump, you'll find hundreds, if not thousands, of instances where people are openly saying this in a public forum and not being banned at all. At all. And that is the only single instance that I can think of that someone should be banned, because that is actually a felony. You're not allowed to do that. You're just not allowed to do that. That is the only instance where our free speech gets trumped by Trump, if that makes sense. So, going back to this James Woods thing. Okay, number one, he was replying to the whole Mueller report coming out, and they're going to go after the people who made up all the stuff on Trump, right? Well, those people are shadows. Those people are unknown. Those people right now don't exist because they haven't been accused yet. So to say that he was doing target harassment of anybody is a really shady area, because the people he was targeting aren't named. Does that make sense? You don't know who it is. He's just saying these traitors need to go, and I completely agree with him. It's pretty crappy to get banned for something like that, because it definitely wasn't targeting anybody specific. I can tell you what was targeting a specific group of people is that Disney guy. Do you remember that guy? Let me see if I can find this. Jack Morrissey, at Jack_Morrissey. #MegaKids go screaming, hats first, into the wood chipper. Do you remember that one? Yeah, and he still works for Disney. Do you remember Kathy Griffin? There was blood coming out of his eyes, blood coming out of his wherever. Also, at Tyler Shields, great photography /filmmaker, Kathy Griffin, with a severed head, a faux severed head of Donald Trump. That is targeted. That is a specific person. The mega hats, specific person. What about the Covington kids? All those journalists, all those liberals saying, punch mega people in the face. Even CNN. It's okay to punch a Nazi, quote unquote. They're doing it over and over and over. Yet the conservatives are the only ones that are getting banned in these scenarios. I don't even understand it. I just don't get it. I would go as far as say Omar should be banned from Twitter for her anti-Semitism, for her supporting ISIS terrorists. You've seen this. She lobbied to release the leader of the Muslim Brotherhood, an organization who has been considered a terrorist organization for several years in many other countries. And you have Linda Sarsour. You know her. Bridget Gabriel. She wanted to give her an ass whooping. She wishes she could take their vaginas away. They don't deserve to be women. She is like a forefront of the women's march, women's movement crap. You've seen Madonna. I want to blow up the White House, she says. All these people, they're still on Twitter. And she's also keen into the Sharia law thing. She's pushing that over and over and over. The people who do acid washes on people's faces. You have a Missouri lawmaker. I hope Trump is assassinated. She puts on Facebook. Not Twitter, but she's still around. And then, of course, you have Bill Cosby, a rapist of many, many, many women, tweeting from prison. In fact, he's still on Twitter. Laura Loomer's banned. We all know Laura Loomer. They banned her because she told the truth about Muslims. They don't like it. Makes sense considering some of the top people at Twitter and some of the top investors at Twitter are in fact Muslim. And then here's the other part of the puzzle on the war on conservatives, which, make no mistake, that's exactly what it is, folks. You have the constant shadow banning, the search banning. You have the Project Veritas, where they go and talk to the engineers at Twitter, and they admit, yes, we do it all the time. They basically block your account from being seen by anybody but your own followers. It's impossible to grow your account. It's impossible to spread your message because no one sees it. They even go so far as to block it so much that you have to actually go to the person's profile to read what they tweet. I was personally shadow banned for like 2 months in a row. No growth, no retweets, no followers, gains, nothing. It was absolutely horrible. Nobody saw anything I ever did. I was just retweeting everybody else for 2 months. Now I'm search banned, which is pretty much the same thing, and I don't think they're ever going to take it off. I've written about it several times so far. But there you have Devin Nunes, and he's going after Twitter big time. President Trump had a meeting with Twitter to talk about conservative censorship. And, you know, to me, even if you don't have a Twitter account, okay, because Twitter isn't the end-all be-all of the world, right? But it is a great influencing factor in elections. No, I'm not talking about the $4,500 that Russia paid to advertise during our elections. That was minimal. The results were minimal. It's kind of stupid. It's a non-issue. It's a nothing burger. What I'm talking about is manipulation of Trump tweets. His retweets went from 19.2 thousand to 2,000 in real time. We have this on one of our articles. You can look at it. It's the article called Stop Censoring This President. In real time, President Trump retweets went from 19.2 thousand down to 2. Over and over and over. We've caught it on at Small Town Andrews tweets. They're manipulating the number of retweets people get. They're erasing the retweets. I'm sure you've seen it. I'm sure you've seen it. Oh, I thought I retweeted that. And you go retweet it again. And you do it again. Your likes are there, but the retweets are gone. They take them away all the time. They try to make this president look less popular than he is on a regular basis. They allow the crass hats, thank you for finally banning those jerkwads, by the way. But they allow shit like that to happen and go on for a year. Constant harassment of the President of the United States. Constant harassment of the President of the United States. That's exactly what DNC is doing. That's exactly what the social media platforms are doing. It's unacceptable. Sure, you can say what you want, but it's one-sided. If you're liberal, you can say what you want. If you're conservative, they just ban you. That is manipulation of elections. They silence us so their voice can be heard over ours, and that is completely unfair. Something's got to be done. So I really hope Jack Dorsey didn't like what he was hearing when he went to that meeting with Trump, because he shouldn't. He should not be talked to in a polite manner. Laura Loomer was right when she called him out at the hearing in Congress. He was lying his ass off. She straight up said, "You're lying," because he is. And then you have Cher. This was the most recent one. Just unbelievable. They made her I'm assuming they made her delete this tweet. But again, did she get banned? No. Did she get suspended? No. She said, "Been giving impeachment much thought throughout the day, and I would love to see Trump impeached, brought to trial, locked up, and in jail, and a toy boy of Big Bubba. My delight in seeing Trump run out of town on a rail is more than likely love over whatever." Basically, Cher just said she wanted Trump to be raped in prison. She actually said that. Is that target harassment? Is that wishing harm on someone? Yes. You know Trump likes women, right? That would definitely be a punishment in his eyes. So, and then she goes back. She had to delete the tweet, and then she tweeted another one. This is not an apology. It's a Cher what the fuck moment. I don't usually delete my tweets, but sometimes I need to check myself. No, probably Twitter told you need to delete it. That's what I'm assuming. But still, did she get banned? No. That's hypocrisy of the left, folks. When the left runs a big platform like this, that's what you're going to see. You're going to see nothing but social media bias to the left. And honestly, that stuff, that just needs to stop. It's not fair to you, it's not fair to me, and it's not fair to our president. He deserves better. Make sure you follow us on Twitter at Lazy Meatball, at Smalltown Andrew. Like and subscribe to us on YouTube, magAMedia.org. Wake up to the truth. Be sure to check out the S2 Project at our website, magAMedia.org. Follow them on Twitter at S2 Command. Give them a phone call at 1-877-783-7778. The S2 Project, headquarters for all Americans, because liberty must win. Check them out and join the team.